Hello, everybody. It's
Hello.
time
Everybody.
again. Oh my gosh, it's Wednesday again, and it's time for our podcast. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine we're already podcast number 33.
Yes.
Yes.
With
Woo!
my amazing business partners here, Joseph and Arian. We are now episode 33. Can you imagine that?
My
Wow.
gosh.
And it's almost the end
Congrats.
of May. Congrats to us.
Congrats.
And
Yes.
thank you to our supporters and our viewers, to our
Mhm.
10 million viewers
Of
Yes.
and
course.
growing. Yes,
Meron pa
we
tayong
are
mga
going
regulars, right?
strong.
We have
Huh?
regulars. We have regulars.
I know we have
Yes.
regulars. So we are excited to be here again on this beautiful day. Finally, we are in Ontario. The day is getting warmer. The
Mhm.
sun is out because on the weekend it was raining, stormy day. But yesterday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today, warm.
Warm.
Perfect,
Yeah.
right?
Sunny.
Beautiful. A beautiful day to start our episode 33. And our topic today, big realizations, the midlife pivot. Ano nga ba yung pivot? What is pivot? Ano ang pivot? What does pivot mean? According to Webster, what is it? With the business and startups, right? Pivot means changing direction or strategy.
Mhm.
Simply that. Changing a direction or strategy. In sports, to pivot means to rotate while keeping one foot planted. Nasa sports naman yon, di ba? So, let us concentrate on this, on life and on business. So, it
Mhm.
means um, pivoting means changing strategy or direction. 'Di ba?
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yun yun.
Correct.
So that is going to be our topic today. So welcome everybody. I will be your host today, Mildred from Toronto, and with my business partners, Joseph and Ariane. So let's just do a quick introduction. I will start. My name is Mildred. I am here in Toronto, currently in Toronto, Ontario, originally from Cebu and Manila, Philippines. So I am now a business coach, but before that, I wore so many hats. I was in the corporate world, and then I pivoted and joined the airline and became a flight attendant. And coming to Canada, I started again. I pivoted again and started with retail, then back to corporate work with jobs in human resources, in customer service, in call center, in sales and marketing, and then back to my field in social work until I found this business, which allowed me to retire earlier. So I am a mom of an adult son and enjoying my retired life. And I just came back from the cottage actually up north. It was wonderful to just detach and then come back to the city. And here we are again. Okay. Thank you. And can we hear from Ariane?
Yes, Coach. Thank you. Thank you for hosting this tonight. Hello, everybody. My name is Ariane. I am a Filipino immigrant now based here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, with my family. So I have with me my husband and two kids. I remember Kuya Joseph. Yeah, and so I used to be an ERP programmer back in the Philippines for more than 12 years. And I came here in Canada. That was my pivot. I came here in Canada in 2022 to start anew together with my family because we wanted more time for our kids. But even then, juggling being a student and multiple jobs as well. Um, we still were so busy parents, and we weren't able to spend quality time with our kids. And that's when we looked for a solution to that. That's when we found this online business. So this is where now I met these wonderful people with me, Coach Mildred and Kuya Joseph, and I am enjoying my online business because this is what I really prayed for. And I'm now helping other parents, other working individuals do the same. So go ahead, Kuya Joseph.
Yes, Joseph.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. This is Joseph from Hamilton, Canada. I am a retired IT professional from the banking industry. I served 34 years in one company, which I'm very proud of. I am a father of two wonderful boys. I'm a husband as well. I am a financial coach, so I'm self-taught on financial planning, retirement planning, and at the same time, very active stock market real estate investor. But my pivot was really about starting this digital business. So, which I will, share about it a little later on. But I am from originally from Manila, Philippines, migrated to Canada in around 1980 with my parents and my siblings. So back to you, Coach.
Yes, thank you so much for introducing yourselves, Joseph and Arian. So, I welcome you to our best episode 33.
Wow.
So, so what we are going to talk about today is those quiet moments in life that change everything, right? The moments when you stop, you look around and ask yourself, is this really how I want to keep living? Is this the life that I envisioned for me and my family, growing up and starting off, right? Um, Not because you failed, not because life is terrible, but because deep inside you know that you were made for more than just surviving, more than just stress, more than just exhaustion, burnout, and repeating the same cycle every single day. I think a lot of our viewers would resonate with that. So, midlife actually has a way of waking us all up, right? It changes how we look at time, at our health, at
Mm,
freedom, retirement, purpose, and the kind of life we want moving forward. It changes and as we go through life, right? So today we're having a real and honest discussion and conversation about reinvention, about courage, about fear, growth, and why it's never too late to pivot into a better chapter of your life. Because sometimes one realization can change everything. Right? So
Yes.
let us start this now, this discussion. Okay. So magandang umaga sa ating mga viewers. So, nasaan na yung aking mga... There you go.
Yeah.
Are we good now?
Yes.
We lost each
Yes.
other.
Yeah.
We're good now. Okay. So, discussion points lang to. So, let's just share with our viewers. I know midlife, right? But for you, because, si Arian is our bunso, meaning youngest.
Yeah.
When you say midlife is really like 50s, right?
Mm.
She's way under that. So just in your lifetime, okay, it doesn't have to be midlife 50. So that people also in your age group can relate. Actually, midlife can be anywhere for each of us, right? So what does a midlife pivot really mean for you personally? Ano ba yung pivot na yun personally? Let's start with Joseph.
Oh,
From your personal experience, okay? So what does midlife pivot, as Arian will bring that discussion point on the screen,
mm. Yeah. Thank you for that
pivot
question,
mean for
Coach.
you? Mm.
Yeah, thank you. So for me, midlife pivot means giving yourself permission to grow into the new chapter instead of just getting stuck in the old one. No, a lot of people get complacent kasi about the things that they do on a daily basis or in their jobs,
Mm-hmm.
in their titles or positions, right? So they get complacent. So from time to time, we have to pivot. Kasi we always have to call, ano ba to? The word I'm looking for is maybe recalibrate, recalibrate in
Yes.
terms of what we're thinking, our mindset, and also the things that we do in life, right? So for me, after spending decades in the corporate banking world as an IT professional, I reached a point where I started asking deeper questions to myself, asking about life, asking about purpose, family, and how I truly want to spend my
Yeah.
time moving forward. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't really abandoning what I did or what I have done. It really is just realizing that life can still evolve even later in our journey, in my journey, that is, right? So Personally, my pivot becoming more like being open-minded, learning new things, meeting great people such as yourselves, like-minded people around the world, exploring new opportunities, new things that I'm learning, and aligning more with my flexibility and my growth and actually the most important thing is helping others, right? To me, that was a very important thing, that I must help others, because I feel a lot better when I'm helping someone or other people, right? That's actually one of my passion in life, is helping others. And then I think many people reach the stage that they realize that success is no longer about titles and income. It really isn't. It's more of about fulfillment in life, peace of mind, having a purpose, and time with people that you love the most, right? So to me, that's really how I describe midlife pivot personally. So how about you, Ariane? What about you?
Yeah, thank you for your wonderful answer, Kuya Joseph. So
Wait,
actually,
hold on a
I
second. What?
yeah,
Sandali lang. Hold on. Aryan, are you able to put that question or that point of discussion?
yeah, sure, coach.
Are you able to put that? Thank you.
So yeah, yung answer ni Kuya Joseph, what I loved about this is helping other people. I think there will really come a time or a stage in your life wherein you will really find ways of how you can really share the skills that you have, yung how can you really
Mm-hmm.
help people, because you would want to learn what really is your purpose, right? So I think I kind of experienced that as well. I right now in this stage of my life, even if I we're getting there sa midlife. um I am now in a stage wherein I also wanted to share the skills, the knowledge that I have to help other people as well. But to answer your question, coach, yung pivot for me was it was huge kasi that was the time that I moved here in Canada, as I mentioned. So there were lots of realizations before we came here, especially that it was the pandemic at the time. And
Mm-hmm.
when you lose loved ones, that's big pivot as well in your life, that you get to realize what is it still that is lacking in your life. I guess that's what I thought about then when I lost my grand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was really exhausted with working in the corporate world. And then that was the pandemic. A lot of people were kind of anxious and kind of depressed, right? And we've lost a lot of our loved ones. And then when I realized that I needed a change, really,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
because I was learning from Bob Proctor as well, and that's when I learned that I have to change the environment so that I could change the situation and maybe attract more good things in life. Because I was down, like I was really very anxious at that time, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's when we realized to. That's when we decided to come to Canada, and that was the big pivot. And there were lots and lots and lots of learnings at that time that I would probably share later on.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that, Arian and Joseph. For me, I think I have been pivoting already years ago before I even learned about that word pivot, right? So, oh, ganun pala yung pivot.
Mm,
And that's exactly what I did, because when I realized that, oh, this is not really what I envisioned myself to be, I change it. Like if I don't like where I am professionally in my job, you know, I look for something else, something better, and then better and better and better. And then the most recent one, of course, was when I started this online business. Because yes, I had a wonderful job, with the government, very secure. I was in my field in social work, and I'm thankful I got a job, right? But when the pandemic happened, that's when I started thinking, wait a minute, the world is changing. It's not just Ontario or it's not just Canada, the whole world.
Yes.
And since we were really in touch with the employers, we knew what was happening with employment. A lot of companies were shutting down, right? A lot of people were getting laid off and all that. So then I said, no, I was already looking for on businesses before that. So I just had to, like fast track it. Like, yes, I need to find this now. Something has got to change because it's a chain reaction, right? It comes from the top and then it'll eventually affect you. And so I wanted to be proactive by doing that. And so when I found this business, that's it. So now we're here. So, I know a lot of lives have been changed. My life has been changed. I was able to retire earlier because of that, right? And learn more. And look at you. Like we haven't even met before. And today, because I had an appointment more than siguro an hour and a half away from Toronto, Joseph was there. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna be in that area, have an appointment. Okay, let's meet up." So we met up for lunch. And then we said, "Oh, Arian's not there. Next time we're gonna meet again." So this is online meets offline, right?
Yes.
So thank you so much. Okay, second point of discussion. What usually forces people yon to rethink their life direction at midlife? Oh, what forces people to rethink their life direction at midlife? Let's start naman with Aryan.
Thank you, Coach. I
Mm.
think it's the big life situations that we are in a rock bottom. That's where people think, what can I do to be able to pick myself up and try again and do this different thing that could maybe bring me to something that I really wanted. I really wanted to achieve. So it's hard really because when you're in your rock bottom, it's like you're not seeing the light. Like, it's a dark place, and we don't wish for anyone to really experience that. But the change comes really usually from those kind of situations, because that's when we get to think that there may be other choices
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
can be done, maybe other, like a course of action that we can do so that we can lift ourselves up, especially that when you have family that's depending on you. If
Mm-hmm.
you have
So
kids, if you
true.
have, yes, if you have maybe
Yes.
aging parents, um,
Mm-hmm.
that I mean, if you are a breadwinner or something like that, because you want your family, us Filipinos, we're like that, right? When we have achievements, we want the whole family to enjoy that as well.
So true.
Right?
So true.
Yeah, so for me, those situations really force us to rethink, like what Kuya said, to recalibrate, so that we can achieve whatever it is that we really want in life, so that we can get out of that environment, of that situation,
Yes.
and change the course of our life.
Yes.
How about
Thank
how
you. Thank you. How about you, Joseph?
Um, to me naman, Coach, I think life itself becomes a wake up call for many people. I think because of obviously there are certain situations. Let's say maybe they're burnt out for nonstop working. Sometimes they have health concerns, like what happened to me. I had a major surgery that
Mm-hmm.
sort of a
Yeah.
wake up
Yeah.
call, right? Financial pressure or retirement is approaching to them. Like, that's something that could be a wake up call as well. And simply realizing how quickly time is passing by, right? So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people notices or experience that their kids are growing so fast that time is just going by, and
Yeah.
for them to survive just living paycheck to paycheck really is not cutting it anymore, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
they want
Mm-hmm.
freedom, they want time to spend with their loved ones, especially with their kids.
Yeah.
So in my own experience, I mean, I went on to retirement because I learned from my health issues. I learned that I have to start a new chapter in my life, which is something that I want to follow my goals and my passion in life. And obviously, part of that is my family's future, right? So, I will say that I didn't want life to become just after retirement, become smaller after retirement, really. Pero
Mm,
I wanted it to continue growing in so meaningful ways, so many ways actually, right? So I believe midlife causes many people to pause and ask this question, right? So this question always come to mind: is this the life I truly want moving forward? And that question actually, most of the times, that question alone changes everything in
yeah.
people's perspective and people's mind,
Mhm,
right? So
mhm.
to me, it really is about that wake up call, and it could be many different factors, different ways. But to me, it's always a wake up call, and that's what. And it's unfortunate that it happens to people, but we're here to remind them that don't wait for that moment to happen, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Thank you so
life,
much.
right?
That's life.
Yeah, life.
Yeah.
We all go through different stages in life,
Yes.
and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good, but we have to move on because
Yeah.
we have people depending on us, right? We
Yes.
all have kids. For me, I think the number one thing is when I got a divorce. So
Mm.
that was really something that was unexpected, right? And you are caught unaware. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like the rug was just pulled under your feet. So
Mm.
you really have to recalculate. You got to pivot. What am I going to do now? And at that time, my son was still he was still very young, right? And I was not working because we decided I would stay home until he was of school age. So what
Mm,
did I do? Of course, I so many changes. I had to find work, and then I had to find another place to live, right? And so that goes on. And then now that of I wanted to retire earlier, and so that's what I did. Like I gotta find something until I found this online business, right? And I'm really so thankful there because it has allowed me now to share. There's so much that we can share. There's a wealth of information, from the years and years that we worked in the corporate world, in aviation, in government, in nonprofit. Marami tayong maitutulong sa ibang tao, right? Not just for me. And I think that's probably because of my background in social work. You really have the passion to help others
mm.
and to lift people up, to tell people that yes, there is a better way. There
Yes,
is hope.
okay.
Meron tayong hope, 'di ba?
Yeah.
May hope. All is not lost. Yes, for a while iyak tayo, we're down. But then, with the support of family and friends and your faith, keeps you strong. So you have to move on, move forward, and
Mhm.
it's just going to get better, right?
Mhm. Yes,
Naku,
yes.
magandang discussion 'to. We can be here forever.
Yeah. And
Oh,
before we even know it, like those pivots that happened in our life,
yeah,
it really makes us resilient.
it does.
Yeah, because we know that we've been in a darker place
Yes.
or a
Yeah,
hard situation.
yeah.
It feels like it gives us more confidence.
Yeah, and you become stronger. You
Yeah.
become a stronger person. And from your experience, other people will also be lifted up. You will be able to help other people from the experience that you have gone through,
Mhm.
right?
That's
Because
right.
you know exactly how it is. So when
Mhm.
other people go through that, they can resonate with you because you've been through that as well. So,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
Number
That,
three. Are we doing good with time tayo, ha? So the number three discussion point, what are the biggest fears that stop people from pivoting, from changing? What are the biggest fears? And how can they be challenged? Yon. Okay. Si ano naman, si Bunso, Arian. Ano kayang biggest fears ng mga tao? Why don't they wanna
Biggest
change?
fears. I think biggest is one of them is there's a lot of fears kasi, right? There's a lot of fears that we can
Yes.
experience in our lifetime, but a lot of that is like failure, especially for those who are working right now, who has a job, who are supporting their families. It's their fear of losing stability, I guess, and the comfort and the convenience.
Yeah.
Kasi I've experienced that as well. Before we came here in Canada, I asked my husband, the first time I asked him, I said, I want to try migrating to Canada, and he said, um, he has a good position already in the company.
Yes,
He was
yes.
a delivery manager, and I guess that was the fear. That was the fear because he was afraid to lose that stability because we didn't have a lot of savings yet at that time, and so migrating to Canada entails a lot of money, right? It's very expensive. So
Mm-hmm.
those fear of failure, losing stability, losing your comfort, convenience, and also there are people that worry about what others will think, right?
Mm.
If they pivot, if they go to
Oh, yeah.
another direction,
Yes.
yeah, they would think, I mean, other people would think that, oh, what is it that she's doing? It's like it looked like this person already has, like, for us, we were in IT, we were paid well, but
Mm-hmm.
what is she doing online business now, something like that, right? So it's a big change, because as we said, pivot really is a big change in the direction of your life, but
Yes.
those
Yes.
feedback you're getting from people, especially if you value the people around you a lot, parang sometimes we worry about what others would think about us. And well, I think it's just mindset, but yeah,
Yes.
happens to a lot of people, and there's a lot of fears that when you pivot, when you go to other directions, there's a lot of fears that you can think of, but and you're gonna experience that. But when you jump from that fear onto the other side, that's when you gain that confidence, right?
So true. So true. Oh my gosh. From a young lady here, the youngest among us three. So much wisdom, huh? Thank you, Ariane, for that input. How about Joseph?
Oh yeah, she has a lot of wisdom.
Yes.
With me naman, coach, I say I think one of the biggest fears is the uncertainty. A lot of
Mm,
people feel worried about being uncertain most of the time. People are afraid of failing. People are afraid of starting over,
mhm,
looking inexperienced, or stepping outside their comfort zone. No,
mhm,
because
mhm,
when they get used to one thing for many years, it's kind of hard to change that. No? So
mhm,
they're
mhm.
in that routine already. So
Yeah.
but I completely understand. I completely understand that feeling. When you lived a certain routine for so long, trying something different could feel very uncomfortable at first.
Oh,
But
yes.
but what I've learned that growth rarely happens inside comfort zones, right? It really happen. It rarely happens inside.
Rarely,
Rarely happens.
rarely
Yeah,
happens
yeah,
inside
in the
comfort
comfort
zone.
zones. Yeah. So the way we challenge ourselves in these on these fears really is staying coachable, staying teachable, taking small steps, right, and reminding ourselves that we don't need to have everything figured out all at once. Before we begin, like we need to be able to, like you said, being able to adapt and pivot, right? So, but we don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be perfect at all.
No, no.
But for me, the digital business journey that I've been through was not about being perfect. That's what I've learned. It's not about being perfect. It's about being able to willing to adapt, to learn, to grow, and sometimes the small step makes you or becomes the beginning of your entirely new direction in life, right? So for
Yes.
me, that's what I've learned throughout that
Mhm,
journey, along with
mhm.
that pivot. Pero this digital business really taught me that.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Joseph. Oh my gosh, yes, talaga. This topic really is so relevant, especially in today's world. There's so
Mm.
many changes, right? and so many uncertainties. So really, when I think of it, for me, it is like taking a leap of faith. When
Mhm.
you take that leap of faith with all those, the thoughts going around in your mind, but this is what God wants you to do, and not thinking of what other people would say, and then you just move in faith. Once you take that leap of faith, all the rest is going to follow. And
Yes.
that has been for me time and time again. So really, it's proven for me. Um, and whenever I take that leap of faith, go into a different direction, when people thought I would do this, I do something else. But really, you are the only one who can take charge of your life.
Yes.
It's up to you. When you fail, it's up to you. When you succeed, it's up to you. So you are in charge of your life. So I say take a leap of faith, because especially midlife, right? You're thinking, oh my gosh, maybe it's too late for me. Maybe I'm too old to change. Too late to learn these tech skills, AI, chat GPT and all that. But hey, you know what? No, no one is too old. It's never too late to learn something new. That is what I always tell people. You know what? You need to challenge your brain, you challenge your mind, because the more we learn, oh my gosh, the more your mind expands. And it is also good because it will also prevent dementia, 'di ba? And
Yeah.
all that. People don't think that, right? We read a lot of books that we haven't read before. We're open to new concepts, a mindset shift. So once you're open to that, you become younger actually. You
Mm.
become younger, you have a zest for life, and you are surrounded by like-minded people. So I
Correct.
love it. I love our community, and I'm so thankful about that. Okay, so let's go quickly not to the last topic, okay? Quickly, thank you so much. Ito. So, when you pivoted, what changes happened to you emotionally, mentally, and in lifestyle? Okay, Joseph, let's start with you.
That's a hard question, Coach. Pero I'll try. So I think the biggest change is internal before it becomes external. So let
Mm,
me let me explain. So emotionally, people often begin to feel hopeful again. They have this sense of excitement, curiosity, and purpose. They have the sense of purpose in life because they're no longer just going through the motions in life. Okay,
mm-hmm.
parang they're rejuvenated, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But mentally, you begin to think differently. You become more growth oriented, more open to learning, more aware that it's never too late to reinvent yourself.
yeah.
But personally, I started realizing that actually I kind of knew this before I even retired.
Mm,
That when if I did retire, I know I did not want to slow down completely. It 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 could also mean that I was thinking that I could rediscover myself and follow my passion. So that's sort of what happened to me as part of my pivot, is really this rediscovering what
mm,
I can do, and what kind of talents I have and what I can adapt to,
mm-hmm.
and creating that lifestyle that is more meaningful and more flexibility, right? So lifestyle wise, even small changes mattered to me. Really, just little things. Having more control over my schedule was very important. Spending more time with my family, and then obviously my kids and my immediate family was very, very important as well. Traveling more, of course, and then simply waking up with a stronger sense of direction in life, right? And lastly, I will
Yeah,
say that
yeah,
I believe pivot is not really about changing who you are. It's about becoming more aligned with the person you were meant to become. And in with me, I really saw that in the next chapter of my life, where I wanted to just follow through with my goals and my passion in life. So that's my answer. Back to you.
thank you, thank
Back to you,
you.
Arnie. Yeah, thank you.
How about you, Miss Arian?
Thank you, Kuya Joseph. That was that was wonderful, enlightening. Like I really love because I think we're all part of a family here,
Mhm.
and what's common with us is that we are doing these pivots, we are doing this online business because we wanted to have more time, more quality moments with our kids, with our families, loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that was what changed when I this, because this is also one of the pivots in my life when I came here in Canada, having this online business as well. I learned
Mm-hmm.
to, I guess, protect my peace so that I could have more
Yes.
clarity, more self-awareness. And
Mm-hmm.
when you have that, you notice the little things that you can, like, not really fix, but maybe um, manage, in your life, so that you can try to achieve your goals step by step. And
Yeah.
part of that also is learning new skills, exploring new paths. And so, for me, emotionally, what changed is that I become more emotionally resilient. Parang it's easy now for me to, when I feel down, it's now easy for me to pivot and, like, try to channel happier thoughts emotionally. So mentally, I've become, like, I feel like, because I've shared with you guys that I went to a therapist, right? And
Mm.
before that, going to a therapist or going to counseling has a stigma, especially in the Philippines, right? And so I contemplated about that. I was actually thinking if I really really wanted to go, but I said, like Kuya Joseph said, it's the inner work first. And so I
True.
yeah,
True.
that was a pivotal moment for me as well, because I learned a lot about myself. So I guess
Mm.
that made me mentally strong. And now, with the lifestyle that I have, I'm proud to say that I really fought for this, like the flexibility that I really wanted. And that's why I'm here, doing this online business, just staying at home with my kids. I'm really, really happy that I have that time, quality time
Yes.
spent with them.
I know. Thank you so much, Ariane, for sharing that because I know that part of your life, it's not easy to share, right? That,
Mhm.
that you're going for counseling, for therapy, but it is just like going to a doctor. If you're sick, physically, you go to a doctor.
Mhm.
If you
Yeah,
don't feel well mentally, then you also go to a specialist. Now,
yeah,
I think the mindset has changed for a lot of people. So you go get the help you need
mm,
because really in the end, in the final analysis, as they say, it's you that is most important because you need to be whole for your family,
Yep.
mm,
right? Because
yeah,
if you're broken, you need to be fixed or patched up until you are good enough
You need to be
to
repaired.
repaired, right? All of
yeah,
us are broken. All of us.
yeah.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. We are all
Mm.
still in a state of getting better. We are still
Work in
a
progress.
work in progress. Yes. Yun talaga. We are all a work in progress. God, for me, my faith is guiding me, and I know that He's guiding us every step of the way, no matter how old you are. Yes. So ako, for me, when I pivot, it gives me more like, oh my gosh, it's a realization. Like, for example, like if I didn't do this, I wouldn't even realize that I was capable of even doing that in the first
Yeah.
place. Right? It opens new doors for you. It gives you more clarity, as you said, Ariane, right? And Joseph, all the things that you shared. So for me, really to pivot, do that. If you feel like it, don't let anything stop you because you know what? We only have one life to live. We might as well make is the best one,
The
right?
best one.
So we have
YOLO.
all the resources. YOLO, you only live once. Alam
Yeah.
mo ba yun, Joseph? YOLO.
No. Ang
Oh,
alam,
YOLO.
ang alam pala, the only YOLO I know is yung restaurant ni the
Ni
YouTube guy.
YOLO.
Yeah. I like that YOLO. Okay, YOLO.
YOLO.
You
Oh,
only
what
live
is
once.
your OOTD tomorrow? Do you know that? OOTD.
Outfit of the day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're up to date, huh? You see? So this is it. Thank you so much, Joseph and Ariane, for all your input and discussion. I hope our 10 million viewers have gotten value here, and for the other people who are going to watch this as well. Life is what we make of it. So we might as well do the most we can, right? And so in closing, right? In closing, let's just say this, right? We have reached episode 33. Can you imagine? Did you remember the first time episode 1? Now we're episode 33. So I really thank you, Joseph and Ariane, that we have stuck here together. We're getting to know each other better. From people who were strangers at first became online business partners. And now we are partnered to do this podcast now, episode 33, right? So
Yeah.
watch out for next week, episode 34. So we hope that today's conversation reminded you that it's never too late to change direction, start over, dream again, dream big, or
Mhm.
create a life that feels more aligned, more peaceful, and more fulfilling. No matter your age or stage in life, you're allowed to grow. You're allowed to pivot. And you're allowed to want more for yourself and your future. If today's episode spoke to you, share it with somebody else who may need to have this reminder as well. And before we go, we'd love to hear from you also. If you have had a moment, put that in the comments there. What did you realize that needed change? And thank you again, everybody, for spending this time with us. And we'll see you again in our next episode. So marami pong salamat sa inyo.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach. Thank you,
Thank you,
Ariane.
everybody. Thank
For
you,
hosting,
Joseph.
Yeah.
Coach.
Thank you,
See you.
Ariane.
Thanks,
And have
everybody.
a wonderful, wonderful evening.
See you next week.
See
See
you
you.
next
See you.
week. Bye.
Bye.